Hello. As I said in the blog, I want to give you a couple of examples of why you, as a buyer, especially if you're represented in a buyer agency, should not enter into conversation with a seller or a listing agent about your motivation on a house, your need to purchase a house, or your qualifications to purchase a house. My first example is from several years ago. I was working with a couple who were buying a vacation home that would eventually become their year-round home here. We'd looked at some homes and they just weren't hitting it. But the last home we looked at really hit their buttons. It was a great house. It was very cool. Mr. Buyer said to the seller, who happened to be present at the viewing, "I love this house. This is the best house ever. We have to have it." Well, with that statement, Mr. Buyer told the seller and the listing agent that this was the house for them. They were going to buy it no matter what. What that did was it negotiated their ability to negotiate. It negated their ability to negotiate on the price. It negated their ability to negotiate on inspection items that might have come forward. They bought the house and everything turned out fine, but without that statement, we might have been able to get them a little relief on the price. The second example was a couple that they're renting. They need to get out. Their house had been sold that they were renting. They happened to cross the seller in the grocery store. They happened to know the seller. Told the seller that they looked at his home and that they loved it. It was great for them, and they really had to get out of the house they were in. They were well qualified to buy his house. So now the seller, of course, knows their motivation. He knows they love his house, and he knows that they are well qualified to purchase a house in his price range. He, of course, tells his listing agent that. So when the offer comes, we have lost the ability to negotiate price and inspection items. So a couple of reasons that you should not put yourself in the position of having those conversations with a seller or the seller's agent.